Okay. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So yesterday, we stopped at the header content. So today, since we're done with the header, then we're going to continue um with this section. Enjoy your TV, and then we see if we probably do this. Then this is like similar to this, so
Yes.
probably leave that off. So we'll probably do either this or this, and then we'll do this also.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not today to complete this, but we'll see how far we can go.
Okay.
Okay, so let me create another section and call it. So let me give it a class. Let's see what we have. So we can say this is Enjoy TV. So let's give it a class.
So I have a question that if
Yeah.
so when we want to define class, can we use anything or we have to use like inbuilt function?
You mean the class name?
Yes.
No, you can give it any name, but
So
mostly you just give it.
it's like just labeling it so
Yes,
that we can use that name in the
exactly,
CSS file, right?
exactly.
Okay, okay.
So we just use a name that we can, like, if I look at this now and I say floating label, my mind will present currently like just go to the label, maybe a label class that we created in any part of this. And if I look at the page, I can simply say, oh, where does it look like a label or like a floating label? So I can definitely point there. And some of this now, for example, here we say the class is logo. When you hear logo, you instantly want to go to the logo of the
Yes.
page to say, okay, so that's why we just give it a class name that just, something we can easily identify.
Okay.
So I'm
Okay.
just going to do this one, Enjoy TV, and then I'm going to give it a div, and inside this div, I'm going to give it, let me see what's giving it. Okay, so let me copy this, and then here I'm just going to give it H1. So this is then here we also have this content. So I'm going to copy this. So this one can also give it Enjoy TV text. And then after this, we have like this video that is playing there. So we can create another div and say so can give it a video class. Okay, so one more thing. Yeah, so there are some of these images that I've already downloaded so that we don't just have to start looking for them. So this is the image and this is the video on the page. So I'm just going to copy both of them. Yep. Okay. So we have this and then we can use them here. So the other one is a video. So we can have this video and then we have the um autoplay and then in the source then you have the SLC, which is going to be um the name of the file. That's that video. This one is Enjoy TV, and then the extension is this is an M4V file. So it's just going to be the name of the dots. You already have the um IntelliSense. So you can give it a type of video. Also, okay, also we can see what we have so far before we continue. All right, so here we have the text and here we have like a video. So I think we can add some other properties to this video. Let's say we want it to be in loop states and then we want it muted. Okay, now it's in loop states. So
So what is the function of that loop method?
yeah, the loop is just that when the video stop, like once it plays to the end, it should start again all over.
Oh, okay. Muted
Is if there's a
so that
volume, yeah,
it will not produce any sound.
exactly.
Okay, okay.
So mostly for those section, that is what we have. So we also have
So and that autoplay, we just immediately you click on the website, it will start playing, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right.
So we can have our class, we call it Enjoy TV class, and then we have, so in this case now, it's we have the left, we have two columns. So we have, like if we check the this on this website, we have the first column and then we have the second column. So in this case, the text is going to be at the left and then the video is going to be playing at the right. So that is what we're going to do. So in this case, now we have the display. It's going to be a grid and is going to be the grid template columns. So I'm going to give it because of the two spaces by the side. So I'm going to give them equal space. So the two at the middle are going to give it two FR and then the last one also. So we have equal amount of space. And then I'm going to give them like a gap of, let's say, 5 rem. So let's see the way it looks. Okay, so we have this over here, we have this over here, and we have a gap of 5 rem, so we can align them to center. So let's see. So also let's give this some. I think we missed something. Before this, we have a border at the bottom here. So we forgot to give it before we forgot that. Yeah. So we're supposed to have a border at the bottom. So let's fix that before we continue. So let me see which was the last. This is the header. Okay, yeah. So the header, let's go back and fix that. What was the class name? The class name is header. Seems like we didn't define it. Okay, yeah, yeah. So let's see, let's give it some border button. Let's see, stage one, solid, and let's give it a gray color. Let's see what it looks. Yeah, so now we have this border at the bottom, and then we can give it margin bottom also. But let's see, yeah, we have some spacing, but in that case, there's no need. We can also like give this content itself, but we'll see which one we need to go with. So let's just keep going. So let me come back here. Let me just copy this so that way we don't forget for the for this one we are working on. Let me just it here. Okay, so um we also have this class, the enjoy TV text. So we're going to let me copy it. So this enjoy TV text, I'm going to give it a grid column. Let's see. So let me inspect this. So now here, this is our grid. Yeah. So this is our grid, and this is the first one. Then this is the second fraction. This is the third one, and this is the fourth one. We can also give this text some spacing, and also the font size. We can also increase the font size. So let's see what we can do. And there are different ways we can achieve this. Let me give this a letter spacing since we are already inside the class itself. Letter spacing, let's see. Then the the text H1 and H2, we need to also increase their font size. So I can just have them together. So if we give it a font size of 4 and then we do the same thing for the second one, which is the H2, here we can give it a lesser value, maybe 2 or 3 rem. Let's see. Okay, the both looks kind of almost the same size. So this one is nice more bolder while this one is not. So let's edit it. This one we can give it a smaller value. Let's try 2.5 and then the font weight can give it and make it normal. And then this one we can maybe give this one a little bit. Okay, I think yeah, 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 we can leave that. So for this one, we have some border around this video. So this one, I'm just going to have some border around it. But let me, instead of giving it another class, let's just give it a style, online style. Two pixels solid, then let me give it, I think it's there, but it's just not like very thick the way we wanted it to look. Let's try 4 pixel. Okay, so this thing might be confusing. Let's give it some spacing. So here I will just add, let me add, what's the name of the class? Angel TV. Let me see if I can just give it imagine top. I'm just going to give it, let's give it 20 rem and see. Kind of maybe too much. Yeah, so let me reduce it to like maybe 100.
So is padding top and margin top performing the same function?
I mean, they perform similar function, but the thing is just that for padding, it is within the content of that, um, within that same content, within the length of the content. But for margin, it is like a box to box
Mm.
space between the two boxes. So let's say, for example, if I have if I have this text and I added like padding of 10 pixel. Let's say the length of the text is 20 pixel. If I had a margin of 10 pixel, then it's just going to the total length is just going to be 10 plus the 20, the original pixel, which is going to be 30 pixel. But for margin, the length is still going to remain 30, but if I add a margin, then it's going to be the box either after or before it that is going to create a space between them.
Okay.
So they basically look similar in the way they act. So like if I change this to margin also, I mean to padding also now, you might hardly see. But one thing again, one difference is that for margin, let's for example, a this text has a background color of yellow. If I add padding to it, the yellow will get extended with it. But if I add a margin to it, it's not going to, because margin is transparent it's just going to add a transparent space between it. But padding is within that content. It's going to drag the content along with it. So like you see now, we don't really see any difference. But if this Enjoy TV like a blue background, let's say background color, then get drags along with it.
Mm.
Let's change this to margin. Now you have the space between
Oh,
this guy.
I see.
The margin is not within, is not together with the content. It's just box to box space. While
Mm.
padding is going to, have those spaces within the content itself. So that's
Okay.
just one major difference. So I'm just going to remove this. Okay, so let me refresh this. Okay, so let's see what we have. Okay, now we have this image also, so we can try to see what we let's see. So for this image, I've already added the image to the. Let me even bring it up so that we see. So this is the image. Yes, this image here. So yes, that is the image in the on the website. So this is so we're just going to like try to add this image at the background. So what we can do is we can have so this image is just going to be okay, let's give this one a class. Let me give it a class and call it TV. So I'm going to call the class. So in this class, I'm going to like put the image, I'm going to position it using the either the absolute property. So that way, so if I'm positioning it absolutely, then I have to position it in relative to a specific element on the page. So here I'm going to have the TV position. So it's going to be relative to the div class. That's the div. So position of I mean relative, not absolute. And I can also give this like the height of okay now for this TV I'm going to use like a pseudo class and then I'm going to have the content. So the content is just going to be empty and then the background is going to be where the image is going to. So it's just going to be URL. Then I'm going to give the name of the image, which is this Enjoy TV. It's a .png file. In the background repeat, I'm gonna make it no repeat, and then I'm going to position it top left, and the background should just be transparent. Also, I'll give it like background the background size. I'll set it to contain, and the width, I'm gonna give it 100%, and the height also. Then I'm going to also position it absolute. Okay, so let's see where we are. Okay, so this is where we have it now, so which is way off of where we wanted it. Let me see this. All right, so I would rather want it to be within this grid. So let me just change this to the grid column. Let's see. Okay, let me see this positioning. Let me position itself to the video itself to absolute, and then I'm going to give it up at, let's say, 9 and then the left also some value, let's say 2, and okay, yeah, so we have this at, we position it at, yeah, so I think it's a bit inside, so let's see what we can do. We can shift the left, so let's say 7, yeah, or you can use 6. Let's see, it's a bit inside, so okay, so let's see. Okay, so I think the position is okay. Can leave it like that. Yeah, so we're just showing this image at the background, and the video we also position it within that, within the image, so that they are both on the same, both of them are positioned relative to this div class TV, so that way they are going to be on the same box. One thing, sometimes you might experience, like for example, maybe the image is on top of the video, so you just use something like maybe a z index to like give it different value. So you can give one, maybe one is going to be maybe one, and then the other one is going to be two. So that way it can be on top of the previous one. So that is for that one. I think that is, I think we are okay with this. So
Can you go back to the source code?
okay.
So I just want to understand some properties that you defined here and what they does. So
Which of the properties are
because you for the first dot TV, so relative. So I want to know, and the other two you use absolute absolute. So I want to know what that position, those three positions, what they does,
oh
and the width, the height, and the top and left property
yeah.
you define what they actually does.
Okay, so you know that so we said we have the position, maybe either absolute, or we can position it maybe fixed or something.
Yes.
So the the absolute positioning is going to be relative to either maybe the whole body um of the page, or relative to a specific element. So what that means is that if I remove this now, let me remove it so that way you see the effect. If I remove this now, this is going to position themselves relative to the content of the body of the page.
Mm.
So if I
Yes.
you see this is the position itself
Mm.
really
Mm.
with respect to the content of this page. So, but if I say I want this position is to be within this class of TV,
Mm.
this is the class, right? So I'm saying that position is within that box.
Okay.
So that is what I'm saying. So position is within this box. So that's why when I now use the position like absolute, is going to position it in relative to this div of TV class. So if I don't have it, then it's just going to assume that, oh, you want to position it in relative to the body of the page. But if you have it within a specific box, then it's just going to position it within this TV class, because that is where we want the image to be and the video.
Yes.
So for
Yeah.
the other ones, you just add the okay, yeah, for this top, you say this top, um it's just to say from top how, like, what is the, if I give it, let's say I give it 15 rem, and I refresh it now, from top to this, it's going to be like 15 rem. You just have
Okay.
to push the video downward, because that is the space you are saying, give it some spaces from top to bottom, before the video starts. It's just like a margin, like something like that. So you are positioning it at that specific value. And then
Mm.
if you, let's say if I say zero now, you're just going to position it also, yeah, at
Mm.
the very, very top. If let's inspect it and see.
Mm.
So this is the
I see.
TV class, and this is the video.
Yes.
So this is the video and this is the TV. So you can see that they are like very close together at the top.
Mm.
So it's just going to push it to the beginning of that specific div. But we're saying that push that the video, we want to push it downward so that it can fit in within the TV class.
Mm.
So that
I
is
see.
why we use the I think we use 9 rem. Yeah. So similarly
I
for the
think
left
I think we
also.
use 7 or is it 9?
Oh, is this 7? Okay, my bad. So similarly for the left also, we're saying that from left, we want you to give it some margin of 77 rem or 70 pixel. So, so that's what we have. I think maybe I think it's 8 or let's see. Yeah. So that is for the positioning. Also, we also have another one here. So I'm likely just going to leave this as they are similar. You can either copy and paste, but
Mm.
we can leave
But
this.
it seems as if we have the combination of video and some, so maybe it is image. I'm not sure.
Yeah, yeah, it's just images the same. If we let's open the image in the new tab, you see that it's just an image. It's just like the case of this, we have this TV, but in the case of this now, we have this TV with two, so it's still an image.
Oh, okay. So that's TV combined
Yeah,
two image. Okay, I see. I
exactly.
see. Yeah.
So it's just an image. So it's basically the same thing. So this one is also just two, and then this one we have image. But this one we have like something on this one. So let's work on this one instead.
Okay.
So we have image here, then we have this image inside here, then we have this box, and then
Downloading.
downloading. Yeah. So let's see what we have here. Download your offline show. So for this section, you can create another section. It says download your offline show. So let's give it a section. Oh my God. Section, and you can give it a class. And then inside this class, it's very similar to the previous one. So we can give it like a grid system also. So we can have the deal of class. The first one, this is an image. So we can give it. So let's see, do we have the image? I think I also copied that image. I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay, this is the image. Yep, and this one also. I think I copied it. Yeah. So we can have this image. So that way we can have an image inside this. And then just give it a source of, I call it mobile. It's a PNG file. Oh, no, no. This one is a JPEG file. The other one is a PNG. Okay. So we call it mobile.jpg. And we can also give it a class. And then let's see the way it looks. Okay, so we have a very big image. Oh, excuse me. Also, let's see, we have this box. So that means we can also give it a div, and then we have a small image inside of it. So let's give it a div class. So I'm going to put the second image that we added to the folder. That one I call it box shot or something, .png. And after the image, we have some text before. This is probably a GIF. Stranger Things. And we have a download beside it.
So what is the function of, what is the difference between that span and paragraph?
Span is inline.
Okay.
Paragraph is block. So you can just we can use, if we're not using span, we can also use another properties. But if I'm doing, why I say it's inline is because if I'm doing something that, for example, this one is inline, then like we have stranger, then we have download. Another thing is that here now we have this image beside it, and I don't want this to like take a whole new line. So that's why I just use span. It just tells me that if I'm looking at the code, that, oh, okay, this one is taking up just the space it needed. I don't want it to go in the line. I can use div and I'm still going to be able to achieve the same thing, but just because of the semantic, just to understand, okay, this is what this thing represents in case I'm
Okay.
looking at it.
Okay.
So here we can have a class of, let me give it the box shots. And then we have this text also over here. But before that, we also have this GIF over here. But I couldn't download this GIF. So what we're just going to use, we are going to use an SVG for it. Let's say download. So I'm going to copy one of these. I can either use this or use this. Which one is the closest? Yeah, let's use this. So I'm just going to copy and use an SVG, and then going to have it. So for the SVG, we're going to change the stroke color. Or we can also leave it since it's what's the color? The background is white, I think so. Yeah, let's see. This is black, and then the background here is black. Okay, if it's not going to show them, since the current color is going to take the background, so then let's see if we're good. If we need to change it, probably change it. But let me see, let me refresh this and see. Okay, yeah, we were able to see it. Okay, so also after that, we have the the text. We have the text over here which says download your offline show. So we can also add the text. We have H1 download the offline show. Okay, download your show to watch offline. And then we also have another text after it. So this one only available on for one. So for me to, so I'm going to give it a class of watch offline text. So now we have it's very similar to this, the one we okay, so the one we did here. So we have like a two column, and then which means we can either use a grid or we can use a what's it called? We can use Flexbox. So, but in this case also, we're just going to, since we already use Flex here, we can use a grid for this one also. So, the first one we have is the watch offline class. So the watch offline class, like I said, that we also have similar values for this this one that we did here. So we can just give it so that we don't rewrite the same thing, the grid are the same thing. So we can give it offline class. So that way we have, okay. So we're going to have, so let's see if we have the same effect. Oh, okay, yeah, it is. Yeah, so now we have one grid here and then we have the second one over here. So now we can, here also the text also we want it to be at the second to third column. So the second to the from 2 to 3, let's see. So from 2 to 3, okay, the image should be here, the text should be from 3 to 4. So that means you can have the image here and then the text here. So let's see. So this is the 2 to 3. So we can have the image here. What's the I call it watch offline image. And then for the let's see. Okay, now this is 2 to 3, and then this one has shifted automatically to this position. So now um we can also style the we can quickly style this text to be to give it, we have something similar here already. So let's just give it the same class. So that just give it the class name so that way we don't have to rewrite that. Just going to add it here. So we have the same thing here. And then for this one also, we also have the same thing. So let's see what we have. Okay, now we have some of this. Yeah. So now we're going to also focus on this and try to reduce this image size and the way they appear. So now we can now write the class, which is the dot watch offline. So we want it to be this as that. So 1FR, 2FR, 2FR, and 1FR. And we can also give it some gap. Or do we have much gap? Yeah, let me see. Yeah, let me see the gap. We don't have much gap, so we can give it a gap. Can give it a gap. Let's give it maybe 3 line, and then also we already have some spaces here, so we can leave that. If we need more, we're going to add it. So for the image, now for this one, let's see. So we can give it a width of, let's say, let's give it half of the contents page. So let's see. Okay, that might be a little bit too small. Okay, let's give it 70. It's still small. Maybe this will do it. Yeah, let's just leave it like that. And then let me inspect this. Yeah, so I want this image to be from the start. So that way there's going to be some spaces here without even maybe needing the gap property. So I'm going to justify it to the start. So now for the other images, let me refresh this. Yeah, so this is start, and then once we are going to have to position these images, this one, we position it on this image over here. So we're going to do similar thing we did the last time by using the position property. So, but in this case, um, we want the we want to position it in relative to this image over here, this one. So the div that is containing it is this class. So we want to position it relative to this class, to this same div. So that means this is going to class of wash line image is going to have a relative position relative. So let's just add it here. We're gonna have its relative, and then the so this is okay, this is the first image. Let's give it a class. So let's give it a class. So watch offline box. So this is going to be positioned with that. So I'm going to position absolutes, and I'm going to give it like a left of 0, and then let's create it. Just gonna give it to 1. Let's see the way it position. Okay. So here we have a left of 0 and then this. So now it's positioning itself at the edge. Okay. So one thing also is that we need to um, make this three value, this image, this content, this text, and this image. We need them on a single line. So another thing we can just use is we can use the display flex property. So that way you're just going to have them on a single line. Okay, so now we have this one, and this on a single line. So what we can also do now is try to reduce the the image size and give it some background color. Does it have background color? Let me see. Okay, yeah, it has a border. Okay, so yeah, we already used it. We can justify it also, and then can give it a border. Also, you can give it, I think you can give it some border radius just because of this curve over here. So we can give it some border radius. So the border radius we can give it to, now let's see.
So Latif, maybe we can try to all those property, write it one after the other and save it and let us display it. I want to know what each property is doing.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
Yes,
So
thank you.
if we, let me comment this out. Okay. So now this one we already have its absolute. Now we've not specified any value for the left. Where should it be? Is it left or right? So let's say the left we want, just like what we did the other time, we position it at the left hand side, like you just give it the value that how far we want it to be. Okay, we already have it at 0, so it's at a 0. So we can also have it let's what we want to do is that we want this thing to be somewhere around here. So it's just like somewhere around here. So from the bottom of this image, we can have it like 2 pixel, or sorry, maybe 20 pixel. So let me just give it. So let's see. Yeah. So yeah, it's like 20 pixel from this image bottom. Now, this image, this, and this, they are on a, like, just on a roll. And since they are on a row, we talked about flex property previously, that flex property is like one dimensional. And by one dimensional, it's a row or it's a column. So, but in this case, because these are on a row, we realize that, oh, we can still use the flex property. So that's why we have the display flex property. So now if I refresh this, you now see that this one, and this one, they are on the same like row, even though they are not aligned properly, but they are on the same row. So that is the first thing we want to achieve. So we also talked about some of the other flex properties that we can have, like the justify contents, the align items, and that is what we did here. So here we said we want those contents to have like a space between them. So let's say if I say justify contents starts, it's just going to be, maybe we're not going to see any change because I think that is probably the default value. Now if we have the space between, what the space between normally does is that it's just going to give, let's say there's one value here, it's going to give space between this value and the next value and the next value, equal amount of space. It's just going to add equal amount of space. So we're probably not going to see the effect that much. Yeah, this is it. So now we have, yeah, because we have this very small div, so we can't really have like much space between them like that. If, for example, the div is within this whole content, then if we use like the space between, we're going to have like maybe one of the elements here, the other one maybe here, then another one maybe here, and then another one maybe here. So that's just literally what space between does, just give spaces between the content. And then we say that this has like a border around it. So that's why we are having this border property, which is this, which is what we now have here. But now this is square, like the edges. But for this one, you can see that they are a little bit round. So, and we already discussed that also um we can use this property border radius to give it some rounded shape around the corner. So that's why we also have that. Then you can see now that we have some rounded corner. So one more thing we want to do is that we want this thing to be like at the center of this image. And one of the ways we talked about is that we say we can give this a margin, like we can give it a margin at the, if we give it a margin at the left and a margin at the right, but we set it to auto. So that means it's just going to take whatever value at the left and at the right to center that content. So we can have the margin left, and then we can also have margin right. So if we refresh this, okay, we don't have, okay, we already contain this page. Okay, let's see if we can adjust the value um of the left. Let me see. Let's see if we give this. Um, okay. Oh, or one more thing we can try is that we can first of all reduce this image so that way we know the actual value that we should be giving this left position. So that way, let's reduce the image. This image is in where I think it is in, this is it, boxshots.png. So it is in this watch offline box. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to copy this guy, and then we're going to have the image. So this image is going to, we're going to give it a width. So we're going to give it a width, and then we're going to maybe 20%. Let's see what we have. If it's okay. Okay, yeah, it's a little bit small. Okay, yeah. So let's see. Then we can also have, oh, we have, do we have to, okay, we have just only one image. I, I think we can also change this SVG. I think it's too big, so we can also change the width and height. Let me see. Let's try 5 pixels. Okay, it disappears. Well, let's try 15. Okay, this is it coming up. So let's give it like 30. Okay. Or one thing we can also do is we can give this and give it the SVG. So we just give it a width over here. So this is 30 pixels. So let's give it 3 rem. And then the stroke color, we can give it a white. So let's see what we are. Let me remove it. Okay. Let me do this. Now okay, so we have this, and let me align it vertically. Okay. So now let's try to change this left value and see what we can give. We can have this left property. Let me, okay. So let's adjust this to pen length. Let's see what is going on. The background also, we can give it a, let me see what they have here. Okay, yeah, we can give it a background of black, and also the the padding also. There are some padding beside it, and we can also give it a padding of maybe 10 pixel. That's the watch offline box. So this is the watch offline box. We can give it a padding. So let me just give it a padding over here. And then we also say we want to give it a background color. So this is the padding here. We have a padding. Then we want a background color. We want it to be black. So let's change this one to be black. Can also give it a background. And give it the first value. And then we can refresh this. Okay, so now we have this to be black. Also this text, also we can make it maybe a little bit bigger. And then this one also, this downloading also, we can make it a little bit bigger. And then we have a dots after it. So let's try that. First of all, let me give this thing dots. So this one is inside the class box short text. So I'm just going to copy the class name. And then I want, yeah, their space. So let's see what we can give them. So for the paragraph, we have two paragraphs inside of it, right? So we have this first paragraph and we have this second paragraph. So I can take the first paragraph. Let me copy this one so that way if we need to add something to it, we can add it. So I can take the first paragraph. So that's the first child, because this is the first child. So we can take this first paragraph and then give it a font size because that one is kind of a little bit bigger. Can give it 10 pixel and then the font weight is bold and we can give it a color of white. So let's see what we have. Okay, it's still small, kind of. Let's give it maybe 1.5 or something. Okay. Then also we have the second paragraph. For the second paragraph, we have, let me copy this. So this is the first paragraph. So for the second one, I'm just going to use the last child property. So that way, since this is the last paragraph we have inside of it, so I'm going to reduce um the font size. Let's see. Okay, kind of label look this way. The color is also not, I think, let me give this font weight something else. And then we also change the color. So it's not, then let's change the color. So instead of this white, it has something like a blue color, bluish color. So we can try that. Okay, so we have something like this also. Then so the only thing we have now is two things. One, we need to move this one to the like the center. So I'm going to use the we call it the the box text. So I'm going to use the align property. So let's see how it looks. Okay, yeah. So this one is at the middle. Then the only thing left is that we need to push this one to the left. I believe. I think so. So let's try. We tried 10 the other time, I believe. So let's try it again and see if that works fine. Okay, it's a little bit, to the right. So let's reduce this one. It's when, okay, let me see. Yeah, this 7M seems okay, but I remember that I had the margin left and margin right auto. So let's see what we can. This is it. Let me remove it. So now we have this watch offline box. This is the box, watch offline box. So, okay, I think that's not why. Let's see this. Okay. Um, let's add a break line in, I think. After this one, it's not like showing right below it. So there's some break line between it. Okay. This- Okay, so let's add the, I think we added 7, right? Let's see how it looks. Okay, yeah, so the only difference here is the image. This one is like a GIF. So they have this GIF and then they added it. It's just like an image that is rolling. But in our own case, we just use an SVG. If we have a GIF that is rolling or an image that is rolling, we can also just replace the SVG with that image. So basically, we're going to also have the same thing. So I think, do you have any question around this one?
I think I don't have any question, but if you look at the original website,
Yeah,
so that Stranger Things and downloading is a
mm,
little bit closer to that image compared to this that just stay in the
yeah,
center.
just to, it's not at the bottom. It's not, hold on. Is it at the middle or it's at the bottom? It seems like, let me see.
Yeah, I think the position is okay, but just the I think distance from that image. So
Oh,
it's closer to that image compared to ours.
okay, okay, let me see. You mean, okay, this one is closer to this one.
Yes, yes.
Okay, 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 got you. Okay, got you. Okay, then we can, this Stranger thing, let's inspect it and then add some property to it to see what we can get. So we have this Stranger thing. What is the class? The class is box shots. So this box short text, we can, what have we done? We have this align text to center. So another thing we can add is that we can give it some padding, right? So that way, so we can give it name. Always. Okay, it's instead getting this box bigger. Okay. Let's see the can also use, we can also use the align items. Let's give it flex start. Okay, let's try another property. Okay, this one also doesn't have effects. Watch offline box. Okay, so this one we use space between. What about space around? Okay, what on this one? Okay, the name is wrong. Space around. So for space around is a little bit closer, but not quite. Another thing we can do is that we can just ignore this justify content and then we can edit this. properties for individual works. So this one we can then add like a padding left. So we can give this, let's give this one line. Yeah, so now we have a little bit space from it, but let me just give it maybe something more. Yeah, maybe 1.5 rem is okay. So now for this one, it's going to look okay. Then one thing we can also now do is for this SVG, we can let me, I think I have a class called, okay, yeah, this is it. So we can also add like, let's give it justify items itself. Okay, this doesn't work. Let's give it another property. Um, which other property can you think of? You can also like say, for example, just give it a padding left, just to, but I don't want to give it that padding left. That this is too much. So oh, okay, this is within this. Oh, we have four. This is one. This is two. Let's see. And left is one. So if we have it as left.
So maybe we can leave it the way it was before. So in as
Yeah,
much as the difference is not that
yeah,
much. Yeah.
yeah. But I still feel okay, but on center. Align itself is center. We've tried align content, start. Okay. We can, there should be a property that, I mean, we already have a property in Flexbox whereby you can either justify a specific content. I don't know
Mm,
why this one is not applying to it, but we can maybe debug it another day so that we don't
mm.
spend so much time.
All right, no problem.
Yes. Oh, I think I had a gap property somewhere also. Probably that is the. Okay. Okay. Let's just maybe stop here for today. Then tomorrow, I mean, I said tomorrow on next class, then we can continue from here.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.